87 in your workbook on your own. So now let's take some time and let's look over it together. Remember, you can always ask questions if you're not sure of something. You can ask in our Google Meets, you can send me an email, whatever makes you feel more comfortable. So let's look at Step It Out. The first Ferris wheel could carry 2,160 passengers per rotation. Suppose 4 groups rode the Ferris wheel with every seat filled each time. Emma says that 8,640 people rode the Ferris wheel. Is Emma's statement reasonable? We're going to estimate 4 times 2,160. So we're going to take this step by step. Let's look at A. Identify the 2,000s that 2,160 is between. Circle them on the number line. So let's think about this. 2,160 is between 2,000 and the next 1,000 would be 3,000. So we're going to circle those on the number line. Now we're going to use those 2,000s to estimate 2 products that the exact product is between. So let's look at it. They've drawn it out for us. So 4 times 2,160, if we were estimating down, we would say 4 times 2,000. Okay, so let's look at that. Let's simplify that problem in our head. What do we know? We know that 4 times 2 is 8, and then we're going to add our 3 zeros, 1, 2, 3, to make that 8,000. All right, now let's use 3,000 for our estimate. Okay, we know 4 times 3 is 12, and we're going to add our 3 zeros, and that would be 12,000. So we have our 2 estimates. So the product, the answer for 4 times 2,160 is between 8,000 and 12,000. Okay, so we've got our estimates. So, Emma's estimate, she said that she felt like 8,640 people rode on the Ferris wheel. So, do we think that her answer is reasonable? Yes, because it falls between 8,000 and 12,000. So we would say that her answer is reasonable. Okay? So look at the turn and talk and ask yourself this question. How do your estimates show whether or not Emma's exact answer is reasonable? So how do these 2 numbers right here tell us whether or not her number of 8,640 is reasonable? Think about it. As long as her answer goes between 8,000 and 12,000, then we can say that her answer is reasonable. It has to fall between those 2 estimated numbers that we came up with. All right, now we're going to look at check understanding. If you need to change any answers for the top part and step it out, make sure you do that. Pause the video and change your work. All right, now let's look at check understanding. Tickets to the carnival cost $7. The cashier sells 225 tickets in 1 hour. She says that the ticket sales in that hour were $950. Is this reasonable? Use estimation to justify your answer. All right, let's think about it again. Tickets to the carnival cost $7. The cashier sells 225 tickets in 1 hour. She says, this is her estimate, that the ticket sales in that hour were $950. Is this reasonable? So let's work it out. So the possible answer for this problem would be, we need to estimate. So our multiplication equation would be 7 times 225. So I'm going to take that larger number and I'm going to round it to the nearest hundred. And I'm going to say that that's 7 times 200. Okay, now I'm going to look for the answer to that equation. We know that 7 times 2 is 14. We're going to add our 2 zeros, and we came up with 1,400. Then I'm going to round up to the nearest hundred. So that would be 7 times 300. Well, 7 times 3 is 21. And then we add our 2 zeros to get 2,100. Well, she came up with an estimate of $950. Does $950 fall between 1,400 and 2,100? No, it doesn't. So we can say no, 950 is too low. All right, now let's look at number 2. It says use rounding to estimate 4,000 times 3, let me say that again. Number 2, use rounding to estimate 4 times 3,122. So we're going to say 4, and we're going to take that larger number and we're going to round. So we're going to round to the nearest thousand. So here are 3's in the thousands place, so we're going to look at the 1 in the hundreds, and the 1 in the hundreds tells me I'm going to go round down. So I'm going to say it's closer to 3,000. And what would be our answer? 4 times 3 is 12, and we add our 3 zeros, and we get 12,000. So make sure you have your answers complete.